live in the corner when we're live.
Alive.
No, but I'm because I'm on the thingy screen.
We're not live. Say what you want to say.
And another thing about the white man. Okay, sorry.
Oh, whoa.
Okay, so guys, what up, man? How you been, guys? How you been, man? What's up? What's popping? What's popping?
I'm alright, man. I'm alright. I've been struggling with my sleeping pattern, man. Like since the whole festive period, I cannot sleep. Listen,
I had to go through because I had work on Sunday, so I had to work from home from like corresponding for my TV channel thing, yeah. And I just couldn't sleep the previous day. Literally, I was just all awake because I was listening to Jay Electronica's album Tidal just for ages, and I was like, shit, like, because I was just listening to albums back to back, hoping to sleep. But I just stayed up all the way through Saturday and Sunday. I was so tired, it was insane. I was insane.
I was up until 5 o'clock yesterday watching the basketball. Then I watched a bit of the cricket. And so when the cricket was coming to the end, I shut it down. And I was like, I need to go sleep. It was like 5 a.m. And I had a meeting at work at 10. So I did the meeting online. And I went straight back to my bed. I hope my manager's not watching this stream. Oh my goodness, I'm a mess, man. I need to sort it out. I've been back at work for like a week and a half, and I just can't go to sleep.
The same with Yannicka.
If I fall asleep here, then forgive me.
That's right. You probably make more sense.
All right, guys. Look, man. Let's see. We've got a lot of things in order to discuss. One of the things to discuss. We're trying to be a bit more professionally back in this matter being. So, Jay. Yeah, yo, it's the kid with your boy Neeks with your boy Devo and your boy old man J, Mr. Javen, man. Welcome to the Football Dugout, your home for the real football analysis and breakdown, man. Thank you for joining us, man. So, remember, guys, there is this Amazon code that boy Javen is going to put in there to coerce you little sad people or you happy people, it depends. And if you find that Amazon code, you will be kindly rewarded. So you have to watch through the videos, claim that Amazon code and do your thing. Guys, remember, we are on our way to 1,000 subs, man. We are here to our milestone. We are almost there. Like that video and subscribe. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Tell a friend, tell a girlfriend, tell a dog, tell an ex, tell an escort to hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Like, subscribe.
Tell a bin lady, tell a police officer. If that's the way you go.
There you go. Respect bin people, man. Respect bin people, man. Okay. It's like, okay, you to take out the bin and you clean the toilets. How is that sort of... How is that worse than being a pedophile or a rapist? There you go. So,
where did you get that?
Don't tell a pedophile. Don't tell.
Where did you get that? No, don't do that.
Stay far from them.
I think I got that backwards.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
I think you should just swiftly move on.
That's what I think.
Wait. Okay, no, guys. No. To be clear, pedophiles and rapists are worse. Pedophiles and rapists are the worst. Thank you.
It's not a comparison.
So, okay, FA Cup round. FA Cup, guys.
Lord.
The FA Cup. Well, here in the FA, well, the guys, easy, relax, chill, man, relax. Come on, let's breathe. Leeds. So, guys, who has frequented or been to Crawley Town?
I've been to Crawley Town.
I've been once.
What is it like? Are they racist and are they welcoming of black people? And what's the food like?
No. I went. I was seeing a girl over there then times, and it's where Gatwick is, isn't it? It's right next to Gatwick. So a lot of us have been close. And I actually went to Crawley Town to watch them play. Can't remember who they played, but it's the worst game of football I think I've ever seen in my life in this country. Because the game I saw in Australia was by far the worst. But this was terrible. And you know when you watch a game of football and you're sat there going, I could probably be playing this game and I wouldn't look worse than any of these lot. And I haven't trained for like 2 years. It was terrible. So I don't know how Leeds... I mean, to be fair, this is about 5 years ago. But I don't know how Leeds went there and got beat 3-0. That's crazy.
Okay, so let me come to you, Devo, with this then. So, because this comes back to the whole FA Cup discussion that we'll obviously get through, but let's just focus on Leeds. how much of an upset is this for Leeds? Recently promoted, you know what Bielsa's management thing is. Should Leeds be really embarrassed, or should they be like, oh, geez, that's pretty bad? So how embarrassed should Leeds be, and how much of an upset is this for Leeds losing 3-0?
It's embarrassing. It's massively embarrassing. And the reason being, because the team they put out weren't that weak. They had quite a few first-teamers in the team. So to lose 3-0 to, I think, Crawley in League Two.
Yeah.
They're on form in League Two, but it's still League Two. To lose to them is highly embarrassing. And also the FA Cup
And that
for a team like
scoreline
Leeds. Yeah, FA Cup for a team like Leeds. The longer you're in that competition, the more chance you have of winning it. Because say Arsenal get Man City one round, and then Chelsea play Tottenham, and Man United play Liverpool, whatever. Then all of a sudden, there's a clearer path to Europe, not just to FA Cup, but to Europe. And a club like Leeds to be in Europe would be massive because they're not going to get there in the league, are they? Mm. So for me, the FA Cup is something that every club should take very seriously because, maybe outside of the teams that are thinking about Champions League, but every other club should be taking it seriously because that's a gateway into European football. So I think Leeds, if I was a Leeds fan, I'd be pissed.
All right.
Especially at the fact 3-0.
Neeks.
I was supposed to go and look at some of the Leeds fan channel reactions just to see if they were pissed or not. I was watching one when we beat them 6-2. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I might need to go and check that out after this stream just to see what they're saying. But they should be embarrassed. Leeds fans are arrogant. They think they're the best. We've seen that live on this channel when we did our match preview. They think they're the best. I mean, they know they're not the best, but they won't say it. They'll tell you they are, and then they'll just lie to themselves or they tell themselves the truth in quiet, but publicly they'll go on like they're the best. So this is embarrassing. It's a Premier League side after all. I don't care. You could be bloody Sheffield United. You lose to Crawley Town, it's embarrassing. Leeds is a club of its notoriety. I'm not going to say size, but its notoriety. That's embarrassing. And Crawley would have seen a game like Leeds and they were going to turn up for it, because having that kind of notch on their, you might say, on their bedpost is something they can talk about. Yeah, and they even brought on, the Towie star, Mark Wright. They brought him on in the last few minutes just to take the mick a bit more. So, I mean, for me, that's as embarrassing as it gets. You got celebrity actors, I don't know, you call them actors, those reality stars, coming on and beating you in the FA Cup. Leeds should be ashamed of themselves.
Your mic is muted if you're saying anything, H.
How have you muted yourself?
I was eating. I was eating. Javan, talk to me.
Listen, I didn't even know that Leeds scored because I was like, okay, they should comfortably beat them. And I was just like, what's going on here? I see 3-0. I'm like, how are you, man, getting spun 3-0 by Crawley Town? And what came to my head is the media is always talking about Bielsa plays good football. Even you do it as well, H. Where it's like, oh, we should be playing like Bielsa. They got style playing their attacking football. But look what happened. Like, why is there no repercussions for this guy? Like, he could get smashed and no one is still in it. Because you have to hit. Look, how are you praising him for playing this football but not attacking him for losing when he plays it?
Because it's an achievement for how he's making Leeds play.
It's an achievement to lose to Crawley. It's an achievement as well.
You don't want me to tell me my view on the FA Cup. So that's another thing.
Well, we know you're an elitist. You're elitist anyway. We know you only focus on World Cup semis and finals, Champions League semis and finals.
Is this? Do you hold this kind of thing for every cup competition in every country?
As in,
I've seen you talking about Copa del Rey finals before.
Only if there's a big narrative in terms of how Bale said what's up to Bartra in that final. But okay. Domestic cup trophies and everything, it's not like it's about the league and Champions League. Those are the biggest trophies. FA Cup is.
When did you come to this country?
98.
How old are you? Sorry, I meant to say more.
I'm not. No, because I don't want to do
that. He just want
to. But I've been in this country since 98.
The reason why I say that is because I don't know. It might be completely wrong. But I would like to gauge if you go to Italy and you go to maybe France and Spain. I guess I could speak to some French people that I know and get how they feel about their domestic cup competition, rather as opposed to someone from abroad who's tuned in to those leagues. So, if you live in the Caribbean or you live in Africa or whatever, you tune into the Premier League, the brand, the Champions League, the brand. The FA Cup ain't really a brand. I mean, they only got a sponsor, whatever it was, Eon before that, and now the Emirates. And no one really cares about the brand of the FA Cup. It's more of the history of the FA Cup. So outside of the country, or maybe outside of the continent, because I guess in Europe, the FA Cup is still respected as
maybe outside of
the oldest trophy. So outside of Europe, I wonder how much the domestic cups are actually respected as trophies, because they're not promoted and pushed in the way of the Premier League and Champions League. Not saying it's right or wrong, but it's just different perspective. You get into football maybe through the Premier League, through the Champions League, whereas I got into football because I lived in England. So everything in England was football for me, if you get what I'm saying.
Oh, no. Okay, but see, I don't want to derail this because I want us to move to United after this, but just quickly to respond to that. Remember, I grew up in Nigeria, then I came to England, so my introduction into football was Ajax winning the Champions League in 95 and the 94 World Cup. So those are the things that really came to me. Then obviously, because Nigeria is a colonial thingy, the Premier League was obviously really big in Nigeria. Then I got into that. But really my introduction was the Champions League, Ajax winning the Champions League in 95 and the 94 World Cup. So I was like, oh, geez, this is really the big thing and so forth. So FA Cup was like, yeah, I know how it's big and thing in England, but in the grand scheme of things,
Let me give you an example. Sorry, let me just give you an example. In school, we used to play in the playground, and we used to have something called Wembley knockouts. And you're shooting,
Wembley.
So we're pretending we're playing at Wembley, because getting to an FA Cup final was all about going to Wembley. That's why I even think semi-finals, for example, being at Wembley devalues the competition, because the art of going to Wembley was always a final. So it's those kind of things that, growing up in the country, you kind of experience.
All right, so let's look at United right now. Do we need to put more respect on Scott McTominay's name or no?
How much respect do you put on his name? That's my first question.
Now, here's the thing. Scott McTominay! He is what he is. And I think that not much, but just need to put a little bit respect on the dude's name, because you know what you're going to get from him. And when you know what he can do and what he can do, more times than not, he's going to give you what he's going to give you. He's not going to dribble past guys. He doesn't have the amazing on-the-ball skills of a Busquets and so forth. But he will make those tackles. He will be disciplined. He will know what his positions are. He will know what his roles are. He will know he will carry out his instructions to the T, and will occasionally get a goal. So he's a good kind of addition to have within your team. And I just think that, you know what, based on just the role that he's been playing for United, it's not a thing of let's just praise him. He's this huge good guy, but you know what? Pat on the back.
I think you're pretty accurate, to be honest. I'm not going to disagree. Thomas is not going to win you a league title.
No,
but you need players like him in your squad if you are going to win a league title. You don't sign him to win you a league title, but you don't get rid of him. He's come through the academy. He's hardworking. He's disciplined in terms of carrying out instructions. Whatever position you are, you can be disciplined, carrying out certain instructions. I think it's probably his biggest issue is that because he's not technically great, his best position is actually a box-to-box midfielder. He likes to go up and down, but because he's not technically great, he's not a Kante, is he? Like, come on, let's be honest. Is he
a generational talent?
He's nothing of the sort. But you put him in a position to do a job. So we end up playing him as a defensive midfielder to do a defensive midfielder job, but he's not a natural 6, a CDM. He's not just going to sit and hold. He likes to engage. He likes to tackle. He likes to get forward, but he's not going to give you, world-class performance in the front, and he's not going to give you a world-class performance at the back. He's going to give you something in between. So generally, he'll give you a 6 out of 10. And in the odd game, let's say 6.5 out of 10. And in the odd game, he'll give you a 8. He might give you an 8. He might get a goal. He may lock down a defense or a midfield, whatever it might be. But you're always going to get a Scott McTominay He's never gonna let you down. He might not be good enough, but he's never gonna let you down.
Sorry to jump in there.
What about the draws?
You see what I was saying earlier about Leeds going out? Liverpool got Man United in the FA Cup.
Oh my!
One of the big boys is going.
Oh,
one of the
really?
big boys is going. This is why you just need to hang around in the competition. We've seen it before. Hull got to the final not too long ago. Who else? Villa were in the final not too long ago. And these are ways of getting into.
I'm calling fix. It's a fix. They needed a big draw. They needed a big.
That's a big one.
They needed a big draw in this. It's not Liverpool versus Man United, Damien. It's Man United versus Liverpool. They needed a big draw. We're at home. We're at home. So that's why we have to be proper with it. But they needed a big draw in this round because the last round, Aston Villa messed it up and they had to play their kids. So they needed a big draw. Yeah, we've been robbed.
I think we're going to have Southampton away as well.
Look at this. Cheltenham versus Man City. First out of the hat. Oh, come on.
Just quickly on the McTominay thing. I agree with everything you said. But for me, he reminds me of what Henderson was for Liverpool for a long time. Just reliable. And you knew that if you play him, he's going to bring you certain things that other players in the squad aren't going to bring you. And you put him alongside someone to do a job and let him do his job, and he will allow the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Pogba, Rashford, all these guys to do what they need to do on the ball because he will do all the dirty work in midfield. And you need someone like that if you're going to be successful. I think every successful side has that kind of player. Some are so good at it that they kind of define the position, like a Kante, and others are just quietly going about doing their jobs. And Man United had that for years, and like Darren Fletcher and the likes of that. Carrick was another understated player in there who allowed others around him to look great. And I think McTominay can be that guy. I'm not saying he's a world beater.
So I'm going to come first to Jay with this, man.
Chelsea Luton.
Oh, come on, man.
Wickham versus Tottenham.
What is this? I'm done, man.
It's the magic of the cup, isn't it? It's the magic of the cup.
The magic of the cup. So Chelsea. So look, my thing here is this. I'm going to come first to Jay with this, is that Chelsea were always going to beat Morecambe. Shout out to Morecambe and so forth. I think their home stadium is my kitchen when I don't cook and so forth. So the result was never in doubt. But my main thing was this was an opportunity. This game was a practice session, and the purpose of this game was a morale boost on a team that has been struggling. And I just don't think that what this game was intended for, Chelsea achieved that. In the sense of, yes, they won. Of course, Chelsea were always going to win because they are easily the better team. They didn't play well. They still are out of rhythm. They still don't have any cohesion and so forth. And even if Timo Werner scored, he didn't really play well. People say, oh, Werner scored, so this will now boost his morale. Havertz scored a hat-trick against Nottingham Forest. It didn't really change things. So my issue is that even if Chelsea won, there are still issues within the team, and the bigger issues, especially against a team that is so low compared to what Chelsea are in their status. You would have expected Chelsea to really have look good and look impressive. So Jay, what do you make of? I mean, forget the result. What did you make of Chelsea's performance against Morecambe?
Listen. I'm not a cup person, innit? Like I only care too much. I only care about the cup if we get to like the latter stages of it, and then go on to win it. This game, man, like I was up. I for me personally, it had to be a thing where I wanted to see 4-0 by half time and then knock in another 2 maybe in the second half. But it is what it is. Like what we got a performance in it. We got 4 goals. That's all I can take from it. What I can see, maybe Lampard is changing things up. He used it to try something, and it worked because we could have lost. The reason why I say we could have lost it. Hold on. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why we could have lost, because there's teams that there's big teams that have lost to little teams. It happens. This is the FA Cup. Like it happens. It happens. We weren't the best, but at least I can see that, there's something's changed, because look at Leeds. I know we're not Leeds, but they lost 3-0 to Crawley Town. Like it can happen. I don't know what to take from it. I don't judge any performance in a cup game until it's towards the end of the cup, in all honesty. So at least they got out there and they won. You can see Lampard went out there with to show something, because he didn't just play a weak side. And it just shows that he wants Werner to improve. He's trying to give him some confidence. So if that's what he's doing, then let him do it. Like I said, what you say, what I say, what the fans say, ultimately is just our opinion. Like, if Lampard is to go, that's Roman's decision, and he will make that when he's good and ready, innit? So all this war, all this fighting, all these tweets that you're doing every minute about Lampard, like, you don't rest on it. Like, it ain't gonna do anything. Long let
it continue.
Like, it's not gonna do anything. Like, I just keep seeing it. Like, I'll just be rolling through Twitter and I see this guy arguing with everybody, saying, "Oh, so Lampard should be in the job then because of this." I'm like, why are you wasting your energy on this? It is Abramovich's decision, Bram, as you want to call him. And if he wants Lampard in, then you can scream Lampard out till the cows come home. He's still gonna be in. So all you gotta do is just accept the result. That is 4-0. Be happy that we won, and we move on to the next game, innit? That's right. For me, that's how it is with Chelsea now.
All right. And anyone wants to jump in on?
You know, the thing is with Chelsea and this victory, I can understand why Lampard put out a team he wanted to put out, that he did put out, sorry, because, as you said, they're low on confidence. There's players out there that have ability, but the confidence is what's lacking. So putting them out against Morecambe to try and get them into that kind of winning feeling again, and you'd expect them to really put Morecambe to the sword. And I know they won 4-0, but the performance wasn't necessarily one where you'd think this is your chance to show that you have that killer instinct. And I think maybe there were some nerves in there, because, as you said, it is the FA Cup, and the last thing you want to do is be embarrassed against a lower league side. So you kind of do step with trepidation a little bit. I can see why he wanted to get Werner back on the score sheet. So now we'll see in the next game whether or not he carries the confidence from that goal into the next game. I put out a tweet saying this guy's just going to play Mason Mount till he's broken. For me, this guy's playing every week, every minute of every game he's playing. This is an ideal opportunity for you to take him out of the firing line. That one I thought was a bit strange. But the rest of it, I can understand why, the likes of Havertz and Werner, you want to get minutes. Ziyech, you want to get minutes under their belt. You want them to get back playing well.
To play.
And, they've done the job. So let's see how it puts them into a position for the next game.
Let me come first to Neeks with this, man. Liverpool. So, because basically, so Neeks tweets me, and I think I maybe looked at this tweet late, because I think you sent this tweet when Villa scored. Because obviously, Villa came in, I think they were hit with COVID, and they just had like a bunch of roadmen and test tube babies in their first 11. So when they scored, they were like, oh my gosh. And then Neeks says, like, the magic of the FA Cup. I was like, what? Then I then go to Google and I see 4-1. I was like, Neeks, what are you on about? So it probably came in later. So Neeks, just your thoughts on the whole Villa situation and scored situation and Liverpool's victoire over Villa.
Listen, you go into these games in FA Cup and you don't expect this, lower league side, or in this case it was a disadvantaged side to beat the bigger side. You don't expect one particular game. But you look at the draw overall, and there's going to be one. So we look at even the draw today that's come out. Man United's playing Liverpool, Southampton's playing Arsenal. Those are two Premier League sides anyone can win. One lower league side is going to knock out a Premier League side. You don't know where it's going to happen, but you're just waiting for that moment. Now, Aston Villa they were never, ever, ever, ever going to win that game. They're under sevens. That was never going to happen. But to get an equaliser, and the way they play in that first half, it's the magic. It's the FA Cup becomes magic because it offers up these moments that are unforgettable. This guy who's probably was doing his mock GCSEs in the day, and he's coming out like prime R9 at night. Is his name Barry? Louis Barry?
Barry, yeah.
And I can say that because he played at Barcelona and so did R9. He comes out and scores that goal. That's gone down in memory, in history. He's done that. You can't take that away from him. The same way when Liverpool played having a Waterloo years ago. And I think they were 2-1 down, and you see the boy crying in the stands because it's a moment that you don't get. Like, this is not supposed to happen. A Premier League side is not supposed to be playing either these level of players or these level of clubs. It doesn't happen. But the FA Cup brings those together. And the hope is that you're just going to get that one game, and that and it might just be the moment in the game where you can say, yeah, I saw that. When Spurs played Marine and it was 0-0 and the guy hits the bar, you're like, Spurs are never going to go out. But you just hope that goes in. So even just for a few minutes, you can believe and hope, and yes, I saw it. What a great goal. So and then the banter comes with it. How you conceding to a plumber? How you conceding to, I don't know, the guy who he had to get dropped by his parents to the ground. Like,
but did you see the thing? Like, I think it's Vinicius where he did the Mbappe celebration. Yeah. I said, how are you doing the Mbappe celebration against a guy who is like a part-time carpenter? Like,
he works in a supermarket, bro. He works in a supermarket.
Oh yeah, Sainsbury's. Yeah, Sainsbury's.
I had to call him the set 8 Mbappe. Like, he's because you got. Sorry, how you? That's apparently there's some meaning behind it. So fair enough, whatever. But that's the Mbappe celebration. And you're playing against people that work behind the till like Waitrose. Like, come on, man.
So does Mbappe. Mbappe plays. So it's okay to do that celebration. It's okay to do it.
Mbappe was on stuff in Pochettino's home debut. But anyway.
But this is what I like about the FA Cup. It's just that it throws up these stories and potential giant killings that football, it's not supposed to happen in football. But the FA Cup allows that to happen. So for me, I'm just like, I think the magic is there. The magic has, of course, it's died. Of course, it's died down because money dominates football. But you put a big prize pot at the end of win the FA Cup, everyone's putting their first team out for it, and everyone's going hell for level for it, isn't it? So money dominates football.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna come first to Mr. Dev on this, man. Objectively speaking, just honestly speaking, maybe you wanted to say for his age group and so forth. Objectively speaking, how would you rate Smith Rowe? Because you see, I remember when I think the first time I saw him was when we were doing Fan Park Live, and I was like, I think it was one of these like the early thingy cup games, and when I saw him, I was like, okay, he's alright because Smith Rowe is like the new up and coming thing. And when I first saw him, I was like, yeah. But then now seeing him against Chelsea, I was like, oh, okay, this kid has something. And obviously, he came with the key clutch goal in extra time against Newcastle. So how do you think that Smith Rowe should really be somebody that should not be more pushed more to be fully embedded into the first team, or he should be eased in and just used as a sub and slowly put into the first team? Or do you think no, he's ready to be a major player on the same level as Saka for Arsenal?
Firstly, he's 20 years old, so he's not like the youngest or youngster. Do you know what I mean? But he's had a horrible time of injuries. He would have broken into the first team a long time ago if it wasn't for the injuries. So we have to be careful with him not to overdo it. I think it's his position now to lose between now and the end of the season. He has literally 3 weeks to really prove that we don't need to go out and get another player this month. And then he's got to the end of the season to show that when it comes to us signing a player at the end of the season, are we signing them to go straight into the first team, or are we signing them to battle with Smith Rowe for that position? For me, I think we sign a 10 and we let Smith Rowe come in and play here and there and learn from this player who's going to be at 10. I don't think he's ready to be first team all the time, but that can change if he continues with this form throughout the season. But we can't just say, yeah, you're the guy now and we got nothing else. We have to have options, and I think he's just showing that he's a great option to have. But I'm not going to say that although I do call him the Croydon Zidane, I'm not going to say that he's like to be on. Yeah, he's from Croydon, isn't it? I'm not going to say
no, the Zidane part.
Yeah, Croydon's Zidane. Who from Croydon is more Zidane-like than him? Exactly.
I don't want that name to be used in vain.
Me? No. Maybe the headbutt bit. But no, for me, I don't want to say, yeah, he's the best 10 in the league. Like some Arsenal fans will just gas him up in it because that's what they do. But we have to be honest. He's a very good player. He offers something that we don't have. What I like about him is that when he gets the ball, is one touch, he turn and he's gone, or one touch, he passes it off. We have other midfielders, Ceballos, who takes about 8 touches to do anything. Willian, who just, I don't know what's wrong with that brother. He just shouldn't be here. And who else? We've got other players who just like to... Pepe likes to take 6-7 touches before he does anything. This guy, one touch, play, Let me see where I can get the ball back. Let's go. Moving up the pitch. We don't have anyone else doing that at the moment. So I think he deserves to be started till, as I said, the end of the season.
All right, let's.
Sorry, I was looking at they did the 5th round draw as well.
Oh yeah.
And listen. Man City's obviously they're playing Cheltenham in the next round. Mm-hmm. If they get through that, I say what a stupid statement, mate. If they get through that, they're gonna play Swansea or Forest. This is just ridiculous, man. This is just ridiculous.
City always get easy draws.
This is just ridiculous.
No, but also in the Champions League as well. Yeah. All right, so guys, let's talk transfers, man. See, I think am I right to like the only really big transfer that's going to really happen this window is Alaba to Real Madrid? That's going to be the most prominent.
That's also not till the end of the season, though. He might sign the contract now.
Oh no! I thought he's going to move this month, or is this a pre-contract and then he then?
I think it's a pre-contract thing, no? Unless they want to fast forward it and pay the money. But...
Yeah, but big one. I think the big one that I just saw was Moussa Dembele to Atletico Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a big one. So I mean, guys, any kind of transfer things you think will happen, you want to happen, you want your clubs to make, and so forth. I mean, look, as I said,
we ain't doing nothing. What's his name? Solskjaer came out and said, well, if there's any business out there, we're looking, and no one really wants to lose their best players, but we're keeping an eye. But we might sell some people. Fosu Mensah's gone, so that's our big transfer business done. Fosu Mensah, he's gone. He's out. I think he's gone to Bayer Leverkusen. But yeah, and what's happening with Ozil? Is he actually going?
Nah, you know what? I don't think he's going to go this month. I think it's going to get drawn out. I think the last thing I heard is that we have to pay him 7 million to get him off his contract if we wanted to go this month, which could be partly why we've loaned the money from the government, because we need to pay him to leave. Or he could just say, you know what? There's other talk saying that we might recall him to the squad, let him sign the pre-contract with Fenerbahce, and then play him for the last part of the season, and then he'll go at the end of the season. That's another word. But as far as Arsenal transfers, it's all going to be people leaving. If we're going to sign anyone, we're going to have to get rid of Socrates. It looked like he might be going Genoa. Ozil, obviously with Fenerbahce. Who else we got? Nketiah's been linked with moves to Wolves and West Ham, although I don't think they're going to pay 20 million for him.
Yeah, that's what I heard. West Ham, because West Ham sold Haaland, didn't they?
Yeah. So it's just going to be outgoings. I think that's going to be for most teams. It's going to be teams trying to get rid of players rather than sign players.
Yeah, but how are people going to get rid? How are people going to get rid of players if no one has the money to buy any players?
No, but
everyone's just selling.
No, people will be able to sell their players. They just won't go to like the big clubs. Like Liverpool aren't going to be signing anyone, and they could do with signing players. United aren't going to sign anyone. I very much doubt Chelsea will, even though they can afford it. City won't. We won't. Spurs probably won't. All of those clubs are going to probably look to get rid of players more so than bring in any players. And then you got the likes of West Ham, Newcastle will need players. Newcastle will go to Man United because Steve Bruce loves to give Man United money. Loves. So man like Lingard and them man are going to turn up at Newcastle and then be playing in the Championship next season. So, yeah, I don't think there's going to be any big signings.
Okay, but next, let's say you were Woodward. Let's say you were Neeks Woodward. That was who you were. Who would you want to buy in January to come in January? Like which?
We need a centre back.
Either a player. To replace Maguire or Lingard.
Well, Lingard ain't centre back, so yeah, we can replace him. But
Lindelof. Sorry.
Well, listen. Every time Bailly doesn't get off the floor for 3 seconds, my heart's in my mouth. The guy is made of biscuits. He can break at any moment, and then I'm thinking Bailly. Like part of it is unlucky, but part of it is because of his game. He just goes into every kind of challenge. How does he, of all people, it hasn't happened all season. He gets on the pitch and he gets a knee in the head from the goalkeeper, Henderson. And it's like, it's only Bailly, because Bailly is like the ball, see ball, kick ball. Like see ball, head ball. I don't care who's there, I'm going to do it. I rate Bailly so highly. But we're not going to win the league. I don't think we're going to win the league. But if we are going to, we need to keep Eric Bailly fit. And if our season is resting on Eric Bailly's fitness, then we need to go out and get a centre back, because it's too up and down. Like he might stay fit for the rest of January. February the 1st, he's injured. So like, what do you do then? We have to go and get.
But did you know what I said? Because people call me crazy for this. Like, this is even before his whole injury thing. I said that when Baye just had that run when he was fine, I said no, this is the best defender in the Premier League. And I said even if you bring in Van Dijk, pick Van Dijk, just as far as defending goes, I would say Baye is a better defender than Van Dijk. If you put them at the very best injury free, yes. No. Just based on defending.
No. No.
Wait, Gatlock, where are you at?
I can't,
Gatlock, please.
Oh no.
I can't say that because
Please, Gatlock,
for me, that's all hypothetical. He hasn't had that run to prove it. So we're just basing on a game here, a game there. Van Dijk has done it for a year and a half at least to say that he's the best in the world. Forget the Premier League, the best in the world. And he's done it in the Champions League, etc. Baye comes in, and maybe him coming in a game here, there is easier in the sense of kind of you don't have to show the consistency. Being that consistent for that long is harder than coming in for a game. You can play well, but then if we don't see you again until a few months down the line, we don't know how consistent you would have been for that period. So no, I'm not gonna say that. But he's definitely Man United's best defender when fit.
Yeah. I want to throw this up there. Mo says Slabhead ain't touching the title. We already had Henderson. Guess what? He already has touched. Wait, was Maguire there at the time?
No.
Oh, he wasn't. All right, cool.
We already had Henderson. I don't.
No, as in Henderson lifted the title.
Oh,
wait, hold on. Where did Maguire come from? Wasn't he? Oh no, it was Wes Morgan.
Yeah, and Robert Hoof. Yes. But yeah, listen, if Henderson can lift the title, then
anybody can.
Yeah, exactly. So
look, someone like again, I don't mean this. I mean it's the nicest way possible. Henderson lifting up the Champions League, just like every time I see it, I'm like, that's like it just doesn't look right. And I don't mean that. The image of him lifting up that Champions League trophy just doesn't look right. I don't know.
But why is that?
I don't know. Look, it's just
because there are worse players than him. I'm sure that's lifted it. So
okay. Now,
there's not a team full of all stars from top to bottom, apart from Man City.
All I'm saying is that Henderson lifting up that trophy looks iffy. So, guys, let's leave Queen Lizzie's Island and let's head into Europe. I know it's Brexit, but it is what it is. But let's just hide outside of England, man. Oh fuck, my screen went off. Messi and Barcelona. So, guys, I'll put this out there. Anybody can jump in. Is there? Because he's back. He's scoring goals and he's actually top scorer in La Liga right now. So he didn't score for like 5-6 games and he's already top scorer in La Liga with 11 goals. Is there a scenario? He's smiling. He's playing well. He's motivated. Do you see a scenario where Messi's like, you know what? Funds come in. Maybe I'll stay. I found my groove back.
Man's playing for a transfer. He wants to come Man United.
He's doing an Aubameyang. He just wants a contract. Now you know what? I checked the La Liga top goal scorers. I swear it's a week ago or so. And Messi had 7 goals. And I was laughing. I was like, how is the top goal scorer in La Liga got 9 goals at this stage of the season? 9 goals. We're used to seeing Messi and CR7 with like 18 goals at this point. And that was just normal. And I was thinking, right, maybe Messi really is dead. And then, boom, all of a sudden he's got 11 goals from out of nowhere. There's only so long Messi's going to go without banging goals and doing what he does. Is every single player in the history of the game has had a blip. And some will last 6 months, some will last 6 weeks, some will last, 6 games or whatever. But they'll always come back to it. And Messi is no different. People will say he's finished because but I think for him, it's not that he's not able to produce. It just seems like he didn't give a shit. It just seemed like he didn't want to be there.
So now he cares.
It looks like he's got a good partnership with that Pedri. It looks like he enjoys playing with that kid. They're on a wavelength, and I think that kind of helps him because he lost Suarez, who he loved playing with. He lost like Neymar a long time ago. He lost all these players that he had a good relationship on the pitch. So maybe he looked around him and saw Griezmann and these men and thought, I can't be bothered with this. You know what I mean? But now he's got someone who's on his wavelength and he's maybe enjoying the game again.
I mean, they're not going to win the league this year.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Atletico are too. I think they're too far ahead, personally. From like
because they're only 3 points behind Real Madrid. So
yeah, but Real Madrid's like 2 or 3 games less than Atletico. Atletico are doing bits, and they just signed Dembele. I think they're coming. He's coming on loan with option to buy. Costa's gone. He wasn't really contributing much anyway. If they keep Suarez fit, I think they're going to win the title, and I'll be happy for it, man. I'd like to see different teams win it. They're playing better football than they have in previous years as well in terms of entertainment wise. Winning is the most important thing, of course. So if they can match that with a league title, I think their fans will be absolutely delighted with that. And maybe people start talking about, oh yeah, Simeone can leave now. What more can he achieve? Maybe he can go to Chelsea, actually. You look man in your manager in the summer. But no, I think I can't see them win the title. Messi, but remember, I did say, if you remember at the time, I said, I'm sure it was on this channel, unless I gate crashed Have Hopes Hangouts. I said that Messi will stay at Barca. I think the whole thing was just a power play, and he's going to stay at Barca.
So, okay, Neeks, let me ask you this. What if they finish, just scenario, they finish 7th, trophyless, he still stays?
I think he signs a contract before the end of the season. But to be fair, they could be in that position. 7th
trophyless. They don't win a trophy, they come on 7th, and they get beat by PSG.
Put it like this, I can't see Messi leaving Barca for another team in Europe. Put it like that. I think it's all just a power play. It's all just a lot of talk. The man, I'm sure he thinks that he's more Catalonian than he is Argentinian. Why is he going to leave the only place that he really can call home? Like, until he wins them a World Cup, he can't call Argentina home. Sorry. So I can't see him leaving. I'm not going to lie.
So, Jay, Messi, do you see Messi leaving Barcelona, or do you see him staying?
I hope he leaves.
You hope?
I hope he. I want him to, man. Because you've done all you can at Barca. Like, you've won it all. Like, just move on now, man. Like, leave that dead league, man. It's time to go. Just leave it. Like, you made all this noise in the summer. Just follow it up and move. Don't come to Man City because we don't need that madness down here. We don't need that madness down here. Just move on. Go PSG.
But PSG is a dead league. You cuss off Mbappe for being in that league.
That's the only place he can go.
Why?
No, he should come to City.
No, you don't need to come to City.
All right, so guys, let's
let him go
about this dude. Now, people called me racist and anti-white because I said that Erling Haaland looks like a James Bond villain and he needs to work on his on-the-ball skills. I don't know how that is anti-Caucasian, but it is what it is. But we know what Dortmund is, and we know how Dortmund roll, because again, the dream is, my gosh, man, if Haaland and Sancho can stay together, what kind of partnership could they have? And obviously, with the last days of Marco Reus and so forth, they could form in a very good, sexy trio and blah, blah, blah. And this new coach looks as if maybe he may have a better handle tactically with the team than that brick Lucien Favre. So, firstly, are we looking at, after Cristiano and Messi retire, are we looking at the next great striker who maybe could potentially break some goals for records in Erling Haaland? And is there any scenario that a Dortmund can actually keep a hold of him for at least 4-5 seasons? Or do you think it's inevitable that he leaves Dortmund for Real Madrid or Bayern?
I think they'll do well to keep him till the end of next season. I think that's the most he will stay. I can't see him staying after that. In terms of him breaking record, he's already breaking records. But I'm talking about the big record. So let's say, do you see him breaking the Champions League record? Champions League record, then it really depends on how long he stays at Dortmund. Because there's no guarantee Dortmund will even be in the Champions League next season. I think if he continues to play, because he's got a good head start, he's banged a lot of goals in that competition at a young age. So maybe the Champions League, I don't know. How many has Cristiano got?
In what?
In Champions League. I don't think anyone's going to touch that, to be honest.
He must be about 100.
I think he's got 110, something like that.
No, I think it's more than that.
I don't think anyone's touching that. I don't think anyone's touching that. Unless you start banging goals.
Okay, so Cristiano has 132, Messi 118, Lewandowski, Raul tied on 71.
Nah, see that 71.
Wait, sorry, say that again, H. What was that?
So Cristiano 132, Messi 118, Lewandowski and Raul are tied on 71.
So he's almost got double the amount of the goals the person in third has. No one's touching that. No one is touching that. No one is touching that. But Erling Haaland will be the next big striker once Messi and Ronaldo go about their ways. It's going to be Mbappe and Haaland will be the two top goal scorers, if you like, in world football for me. I don't see anyone really. But
I see Mbappe going to Real Madrid. That seems like a normal move for me. I see Haaland going to Man City.
I see him going to City
because City need a striker. I'm not gonna.
It'll make sense for Aguero.
I'm not gonna push my Jesus agenda every time I come on here, but they need a striker. They need to replace Aguero. Aguero's not even really playing much these days for injury and other things, so they're definitely looking to replace him. His father used to play for Man City. His father's still one of his representatives, Alfie Inge Haaland.
Yeah.
I can see that. Listen, not this summer, but the summer after. I can see that as an easy move because he's got a release clause. They just pay that. Boom, man's gonna go in there. And if Pep stays for, let's say, even 2 years of him being at City, he's scoring hella goals. Tap-ins, bare tap-ins, crosses from the side.
He scores all sorts of goals, man. I'm just saying the way Man City play, they go wide. Get the ball in the box. He's going to be there. There's no question about, where's the striker? Why is he not there? He is going to be there.
No. But
De Bruyne's crosses.
Do you think he'll be effective? But do you think he'll be effective under Pep's system, though?
Listen, De Bruyne crossed the ball. Haaland's there. You're talking about De Bruyne being a cross merchant. Then this is it. Like, then you got a cross merchant and you got a what do they call it in the chat? A shooting merchant. That's goals.
Goal scoring merchants, man.
I'm actually. I'm scared. That's actually scary.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So now let's talk about everyone's favorite friend, man. They call this guy the GOAT.
Whoa! Read the chat, man.
What? I guess that's who he's talking about, right?
Wait, no. Private chat.
Private chat shouldn't be brought up in public.
Oh, yeah. Well, this wasn't actually part of what's the thing that was actually given.
No, it was supposed to be. That's why I said it.
See, remember we got a brick of the show. I think Javon's just
okay.
He didn't put together the right running order.
You wanted to add this in last minute.
Yeah, they weren't last minute.
No, I did it
earlier today. Then when you sent the actual
that's last minute.
The wrong thing.
Okay, all right. Okay, so before you so Syria, Milan. No, okay. Well, this is okay. Maybe we could sort of combine this. So, who is still sort of on AC Milan candidates? Because I think this Sunday is Juve against Inter Milan. So Inter Milan, yet again, they screwed up with a 2-2 draw with Roma. Juve, of course, they beat Sassuolo. We'll obviously get to Cristiano and everything. Are we seeing a 3-horse race, 2-horse race, or we're going to celebrate and pop bottles for 10 in a row? I want to pop bottles for 10 in a row.
I would love to pop bottles 10 in a row just for, as you said, the narrative of 10 in a row.
It's hilarious.
But I would also like, it is hilarious. But I would like AC Milan to win it. For me, right now, and it's going to be like that for as long as Conte, Sanchez, and Lukaku are there, anyone but Inter. Anyone. The Conte one, I don't have a personal agenda against Conte. I got a personal agenda against this guy here, and he loves Conte. So anyone but Conte, anyone but Lukaku, anyone but Sanchez. I don't mind Ashley Young. Ashley Young, you can stay there as long as you need to try and win it, but Lukaku and Sanchez can't win it.
All the points like in that table.
Well, this is what I'm saying. You just said 3-horse race, but Roma are actually level with Inter and above Juve. No one's talking about Roma. So when
what the point?
Inter drew with Roma. Roma have been tearing up Serie A recently. So
Mkhitaryan
is doing bits over there.
I don't mind
it. League. Look at all these players that have been rejected by Premier League, and they're just tearing it up over there.
Yeah, because the league is trash over there, innit? Like, so they get to shine over there better.
No, but the Serie A this year is a lot better than it has been, to be honest.
Yeah, no. It's a lot more competitive.
I want Juve to win the league is because
last year was good as well.
That's it. Aaron Ramsey's there, so I want him to win the league. But I do think AC Milan will win it. I think AC Milan will manage to just see it because they've got a big enough head start now if Inter take points off of Juve at the weekend,
no, but
they get 3 points.
But if Juve win the game in hand, they're only 4 points behind
4
AC
points.
Milan.
But if they drop points against Inter Milan, and that's, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
I want to know if there's a civil war going on in Turin against people saying Pirlo in and Pirlo out because he's not experienced enough to run Juve. I want to know if that's happening over there.
Well, it's different.
I wonder if the fans are going crazy because
you're dealing with a team who won 9 in a row. So it's like they were like, wait, we've won 9 in a row. Let's just hire the guy who got his coaching badges this morning.
No, I understand that, but I just want to know
Rodney's comment.
What did he say?
I just want to know if there's a civil war brewing.
What is fettu? I don't know what it is. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Fettuccine.
How is Henrik?
What is it?
Pasta.
Oh, pasta. I don't know. All I know is linguine and tagliatelle and...
No, rigatoni is the best pasta, man.
Yes, I am.
Rigatoni. All right, so guys, let's deal with the GOAT himself, man. He's a big man himself, the man who's never scored in a World Cup knockouts game, the man who did nothing in a Euro final because he left it all to Eder. What did you guys make of Cristiano Ronaldo's milestone and achievements, man? Does this yet again put him in as such a legendary international underachiever? What do you think of it? Anyone jump in? Cristiano. Let us be the CR7 praise, man.
You know what's weird? Achievement. You know what's weird about this? And I consider myself quite a cultured football fan, and I feel like I'm quite educated. I've never heard of Joseph Biscan. Never heard of the brother. Never heard of him. So when I thought that he overtook Pele, I thought he already was the record goal scorer.
He is. No, Devo.
So who's this Joseph Biscan guy then?
No, Devo. When you go onto Wikipedia and everything, it says plus 800 plus, which means that nobody knows how many he scored.
Who?
And Biscan or Bican, whatever his name is, his goal ratio is like 1.70. People are 0.9, 1.70, and also he played for like 5, 6, 7 years. Yeah. So we basically Louis Theroux, wherever you are, Louis Theroux or David Attenborough. Who cares? Humans are still animals. You need to do an expose on Joseph Bican of who is this dude. There needs to be a documentary on this dude. Like, who is this dude?
Unless he's like the guy, that Japanese guy who's still playing till he's like...
Oh, yeah, that dude, yeah.
Unless he's like that, brother. Because, imagine Cristiano does that. This guy's going to end up with like 1,400 goals.
Okay. Let me ask you guys this. So what do you... he's going to break these goal scoring things and everything. What value do you put on that? In terms of being one of the greatest goals, because this is what I've always said. I never rated Pele's goal count. I never cared about that. I just cared about you won a World Cup when you were 17 and you did so when you were 29. So, because the goal thing is like, okay, who are you playing against? Like Liechtenstein, Alaska, Minnesota, okay, what the hell? Greenland, Nassau, Hawaii, who cares?
What happened in between?
Man was playing in Brazil. No one knows.
No, I'm just asking. You said you won it. You won it at 17 and 29. So what happened in between?
He won 3. He won 3. I think.
No, we can't do that.
He got injured. He got kicked out of the game. That's not his fault. He was there.
But it doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Of course it counts.
That is Garrincha's cup, not his cup. It doesn't count.
Garrincha has it as well.
No, we can't count that. We can't. It's 2. It's 2. Let
me stay on Cristiano Ronaldo. The reality is, whether you like it or not, whether you have hope, like it or not, and any one of your cronies in the chat, Kevin K, I'm talking to you. Yeah, Kevin K, I'm talking to you. Any of you cronies in the chat.
Yeah,
they're going to be looking for a while then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They never find it.
Truth seekers. They're not cronies. They are truth seekers, and I'm here to provide the truth.
Cool, sure. Anyway, whether we like it or not, when we are dead and gone, everyone's going to know who Cristiano Ronaldo is, because the records are there. I'm going to say forever.
So is YouTube.
The records are there forever. It may not stand forever as a record, but it's there. He's done it. That cannot be taken away. Yes, he hasn't got a World Cup. I mean, he has got a Euros. He has got, and maybe in a few years,
it doesn't count.
Maybe in a decade or so, the Nations League might become what we might say is a major tournament. They may revamp. We don't know, but he has Euros already. He has multiple Champions Leagues. He has multiple Ballon d'Ors. He has records in those. Stop talking. He has records in those competitions. So Cristiano Ronaldo's name is etched in football history forever. Everything he's doing now is just making it harder for anyone to beat him. Now, obviously, there's things that he might be beaten and things that he can't be, that he won't be. But what he's doing is just further and further. He's just improving his GOAT status, his GOAT argument. I don't think he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT of his He's the GOAT of his generation, as far as I'm concerned.
What does that mean?
As in the greatest player of his generation for me.
But what's with all this ad libs, man? Let the man speak.
But he's in the conversation. He's at the table. You know, we talk about is it in NBA talk about Mount Rushmore. He's at the table. We're talking Pele, Maradona, Zidane, R9, Messi, Ronaldo, and you might throw in a Ronaldinho.
You can't be at the table without a World Cup.
That's a big mountain, bro.
No, it's a table.
You can't be at the table. You can't be at the table without a World Cup.
It's gonna take a long time to carve that, bro.
He's like, well, listen, it started in 1958 when Pele won the first one, isn't it? So we're 60 odd, I don't know, years down the line. My maths
can't be at the table without a World Cup.
He's there. Unfortunately for you,
no, he's not. He's not. I'm telling you, he isn't there.
Him and Messi they are there without World Cup because
I'm telling you that they aren't there. No, I'm telling you, they aren't. No,
in your mind, yes.
No, facts. I'm
giving
you my mind. It's a fact. I'm giving you a fact.
Your table.
It's not my guys. I'm not giving you my opinion.
Listen, if it was down to you, you'd have Hazard at the table.
It's not down to me. It's a fact.
It is. It clearly is down to you because they're not at the table.
Constantly moves the goalpost. He always says, "What have you done in a Champions League semi or final?" Until it comes to Ronaldo, then it changes to what have you done in a World Cup semis. But other players, you'll hold to that standard of a Champions League semi or final. Why not Cristiano Ronaldo? It's because he's bagged more goals than anyone else in the semis or finals in the Champions League.
Why hasn't he ever scored in the World Cup knockouts game, though?
Then that makes him a legend because of what he's done in the Champions League.
If you're such a great goal scorer, why can't you score in a single World Cup knockouts game?
You're done out here,
man. Crickets.
We can't even have this conversation.
How many World Cup knockout games has he played in?
Oh my gosh! So he was in 2006.
No, I'm just asking how many knockout games has he played in the World Cup?
Let's say 8, maybe 10.
8 over the span of how many years? Over the span of how many years is that those 8 games?
No. But if you're so great,
exactly. So what I'm saying is,
you can't be that great a goal scorer. No, you can't be that great a goal scorer if degree of difficulty you cannot score in 8 knockout games. Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's not a difficult game to score in. Yeah, Champions League final is not a difficult game to score in.
Okay.
Degree of difficulty.
Which means that you said so. If you're saying it's so difficult, if you go to an ACL final, why can't you do it in a World Cup knockouts game? Why not?
Wait. But that argument's stupid because there's people who there's people who scored. There's people that scored in World Cup knockout games who haven't scored in Champions League semis or finals. Wait. So does that mean, by that definition, the World Cup becomes easier because you did it in one? You did no. It just is what
Can
is.
I respond?
It happened.
Can I respond?
Exactly.
Yeah, according
to you,
you keep digging your hole, man.
Miroslav Klose is now a better striker than Cristiano Ronaldo because he scored in World Cup knockouts, which is the most difficult thing to do.
Is Drogba
no one's done it more than Miroslav Klose.
Ask me, is Drogba better than Cristiano Ronaldo?
He's
so
more.
How many World Cup knockout goals? Is
No. Not he's more. Is he better? Yes or no? You can, but you can only answer yes or no.
And I'm going to answer yes or no. So
the
answer is done.
You are a dud. Is what you are.
You're a dud. That's what it is. You're a dud.
Look, man, Cristiano, bloody fake. Can't score in a Euro final. Can't score in a World Cup final. Get the heck out of here,
you know what?
guys.
Well, now it's the Euro final. What about
bloody fake, man?
Listen, 2022 anyway. 2022, when Cristiano Ronaldo, wins the World Cup and Messi scores in the knockout rounds, your channel's finished. You're finished. You're going to be coming to the burn asking for a job on the dugout. Can I come into Yannick's show on Tuesday? You're done.
No. There'll be nothing. No, I'll be finished. So I won't be begging. No, I'll be working on a Home Depot or something. I won't want to do anything. So yeah, and trust me, that is happening. Trust me, okay? Because I said again, my channel relies on that narrative, and also Mbappe. Also, basically, my channel exists based on Cristiano never touching the World Cup and Mbappe or Hazard winning the World Cup. So
Well,
no,
Mbappe
winning the Champions League and Hazard winning the World Cup. Those are my narratives.
Hazard one's done. So you're just relying on Mbappe now.
Guys, since we've established that Cristiano Ronaldo is not that great a goal scorer, what the heck was that?
I was just reacting to your bullshit.
Oh, no, jeez, that thought was like a demon coming through my ears. Guys, please remember, guys, like and subscribe. Hit that like button, and subscribe. Amazon code, guys. Remember, Javan has put the Amazon code on one of these videos. You have to watch all through the videos to claim that Amazon code and retrieve your beautiful gifts. Remember, Tuesday, 10 p.m. is the Yannicka show.
What's the Yannicka show?
Can I finish? On Tuesday, we have the Yannicka show. On Wednesday, we have the Bundesliga show. And on Thursday, we have the Q&A. So, guys, remember, we're giving you that wasabi. We're giving you that Football Dugout content. Guys, do you have any final comments about... Wait, actually, didn't Ede score the winning goal in that Euro final? Last I checked. I'm just checking. You know, didn't Diego Forlan score in every single thing in game, and he had a weaker team in Uruguay.
Is Eda at that table?
Forlan can score for an Uruguay. Devo Jay can score in freaking multiple World Cup knockouts games for Croatia, but Cristiano can't.
So Eda is at that table that Ronaldo can't be at. Okay, is that what you're saying? So Eda should be at the table. Eda should be at the table with Maradona and your Pelés. Is that what you're saying? No. I'm asking you. Do not ignore me. Answer it. Answer it.
Mason Mount at the table. Mount Rushmore
is going to be at the table. Yeah.
What a goal! What a goal for Mason Mount, by the way. What a goal!
Yeah.
Against Morecambe.
Anyway, my final words will be: you see the whole setup that we have here. Soon, we'll be able to start the show where you can call in and we'll be doing our
with COVID.
No, you can.
I didn't say anything.
No, you got to listen to the man. What he's saying, man.
Javan, I didn't say anything.
I said we can do the call in. No one is going to be coming here because at the moment I currently have COVID, so no one's going to be coming here anyway. Yes.
Bro, let's get the man.
Oh, you get tested?
The test. I'm trying to go either tomorrow or Wednesday to get the test.
How do you know you got it if you ain't been tested?
Yeah.
Because everyone. Hold on. Everyone in the house is sick, and someone has tested positive in the house.
Yeah, you got flu. You got a flu, mate.
Damn.
Belt it up. Get some chicken soup down you.
Get some ginger and some garlic and start.
No, I have been taking. I have been taking all that
time and turmeric.
Yeah. I've been drinking all of that since when I started getting the symptoms. So yeah,
vitamin D, man.
And tell the people about the Tuesday show, not the Yannicka show. Tuesday.
Yep, I've been having vitamin D as well. I've been doing this for about. It's been going on for about a week now.
Pause.
What?
Vitamin D. Pause.
Oh, come on, man. Grow up.
So
sorry, that's what Tuesday. Sorry.
I've just been my chest has actually been hurting me throughout the show, but I'm good. So
stay strong, brother. Stay strong, man.
That's good. So no one will be coming here, but the phone is set up, so we'll be able to take calls. We'll be able to pull you guys in and get your thoughts. We're figuring out the plan. Wow. We're figuring out when we're gonna go live because obviously we don't want to clash with people that like to go live when we're going live. But I'm not gonna say no names on who those people are.
Oh, geez.
HH.
Okay.
But yeah, we're trying to figure out the best times to do it going forward, so there's not a clash, and you guys could jump in and join and give your opinion. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. And also the Tuesday show is not called the Yannicka show, it's called Their Dugout. Well, it's all Mad in the Dugout, where we check stuff on Twitter, all the mad stuff that's going on, and we give our take on it. We also take your questions or any dilemmas, so you can send that in. We're gonna definitely try and revisit Erhan's story because that was quite mad and we didn't get to finish it.
We're diving into that one, Erhan.
And if you see anything mad on Twitter or any funny videos or any crazy scenarios or anything, just tag me or the Football Dugout or Devo, any of us in it, and we'll see if we can get it on the show. So yeah.
Just before we go, it's funny when you say you're sick, everyone turns into a witch doctor. Everyone comes over, drink some orange juice, vitamin D, go for a walk, breathe in.
Jump in the water, drink leaves. It's a black thing. It's a
need
black
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer here with his white magic.
which needs to be stopped. So guys, man, thank you, man. Remember to like, subscribe. Remember, don't cheat on your wife or your boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm all cool. And remember to feed your dog. That's the key thing. Remember to feed your dog. So guys, without further ado, we'll see you guys Tuesday, Wednesday. You might see me here on Thursday. You might see me on Friday. You might, who knows when you will see me. I'm trying to live and crazy, trying to stay alive. Peace out, stay true. Let's ride.
Pray for Javon.
This guy said, "Why not sentiment? Drink man stew, Javon." What does that even mean?
Man stew.
Man stew. What does that even mean?